The top stories. The multi-purpose sugar factory to begin construction in June. A foul smell forces the closure of the immigration department. And police are investigating the discovery of human skeletal remains. Welcome to Nation News for Monday, January 26, 2015. I'm Natasha Beckles.
No matter where you are in the world, at home or abroad, Nation News keeps you connected with what's happening in Barbados through our website, video newscast, and online e-papers. So stay connected with Nation News. Your news, your time, your way.
Minister of Agriculture Dr. David Estwick says the much talked about multi-purpose sugar factory is expected to break ground around June this year. Speaking at a St. James South branch meeting on Sunday, Dr. Estwick reported that Cabinet had approved the financing for the facility, estimated to cost more than $500 million through the Answer Merchant Bank. He said the project is expected to create significant job opportunities for young people. But in the meantime, Dr. Estwick said Barbados could learn a lot about economic recovery from Japan.
One of the major strategic achievements that they introduced was that of not going towards a big stimulus program, but to create a stimulus program where you have many small to medium-sized projects instead of going for 2 or 3 big projects. If you understand what I'm trying to say. You can spend $500 million on one big project. How many people can you employ down there? If you get past 800, you get a lot. But that same $500 million divided by 10 projects, $50 million a project, the multiplier effect on the ground is significantly greater in terms of job activity and so on and so on.
An environmental problem at the Immigration Department's city office resulted in it being closed on Monday. Reports indicate that there was a sewage problem which created an unbearable stench. Staff were seen filing out of the building during the morning, while a few remained on the outside telling customers to return on Tuesday. However, one upset customer said the office was dealing with the problem since last Friday and it should have been addressed over the weekend. Hundreds braved the rains on Sunday night to attend the Barbados Labour Party's first mass meeting for the year, and the Bees were in a combative mood. Embattled Speaker of the House of Assembly Michael Carrington was a major point of discussion, but speakers also attacked the ruling Democratic Labour Party's record in several areas, including housing, tourism, education and employment. Senator Santia Bradshaw said it was clear that people in Barbados want a change in the way the country is run.
You know what everybody's asked? Ms. Bradshaw, how we can get change? What are the people supposed to do? Because there's a perception that the only people who can bring about change in this country are the politicians, or that you can only bring about change by an election. And while that may be the constitutional way to bring about change, the reality is that each of you have a voice. And it is not enough for you to come in close quarters with us and say, well, when we can get rid of the government, they're doing foolishness. You have to take it upon yourselves to take whatever action is necessary to be able to get your voices heard. There are calling programs, and again, we look on the outside and we see people making change.
Police are investigating Sunday's discovery of human skeletal remains at Grants Bay St. Peter near Foster's Fun Land. The remains were discovered by a group of hikers around 20 minutes to 1 in the afternoon. Police say investigations are ongoing to establish the gender and identity of the person as well as the cause of death. A 4th Burger King restaurant will open in Barbados by mid-May, and franchise holder Ralph Busy Williams is telling other fast food operators to look out for greater competition, as he would also like to get licenses for an additional 2 outlets.
The sales are up this year on the previous year, and I think this one is up about 12%, so it's growing steadily. The plans for expansion will depend on how many licenses we can get. We've got 3 restaurants now, and we're planning to put in a 4th one in the Ella Mall. Sheraton, yeah. And then after that, we only have 4 licenses so far, so we have to get more licenses. limited before we can open additional ones. Like one in Pakistan, one in Brisbane, Old Town.
Mr. Williams was speaking as the restaurant held its second anniversary fun day at Sky Mall. Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, says Barbados' model of governance, political economy and way of life invites emulation within the region and further afield. Delivering the annual Errol Barrow Memorial Lecture on Friday, he said few territories had been able to reach the standard set by Barbados and envisaged by Mr. Barrow.
Have been a marvel to objective observers, including reputable international agencies. On a wide range of governance and developmental indices, Barbados is in the top rank globally, indeed overall. It is a developing country with developed nations' governance and human development attainments. All this is extraordinary for a country of 166 square miles and 250,000 people, which is less than 200 years removed from slavery and less than 50 years as an independent nation.
The Barbados Boy Scouts Association is working hard to attract more male leaders, but in the meantime, it will not turn back the women who want to serve. This is according to Chief Commissioner Dr. Nigel Taylor, who said the lack of men in the organization continues to be a point of discussion. His comments came following the association's annual march through the city on Saturday. More than 1,200 boys and their parents participated. In sport, West Indies clinched a one-wicket win over South Africa with 9 balls to spare on Sunday, bolstered by an unbeaten half-century by Andre Russell. The victory in the 4th one-day international gave the visitors their first win of the 5-match series and their first ODI win against South Africa in 9 years. Captain Jason Holder spoke following the match.
Yeah, as I said, we were all about salvaging some pride in the series. Being 3-0 down is not a good look, but it's very fitting the way the guys, came out to this game and performed. They were always up for it. The attitude was very good. We just had a little blemishes in the field here and there, but apart from that, I thought we played a really good game of cricket.
The fact that it went that tight, were you worried that you might not get over the line when that 9th wicket fell? You still needed 24 runs to win.
Yeah, I was worried when it was down to the last pair, obviously, but knowing the expertise of my finisher here in Russell, and I was quite still had that hope, and obviously Russell pulled it off yesterday.
The final game will be played on Wednesday. And finally, a San Francisco homeowner has spent tens of thousands of dollars transforming his house into a paradise for rescue cats. Peter Cohen has spent years building a colorful and intricate network of perches, tunnels, ramps, and walkways, which are currently enjoyed by 15 felines. Mr. Cohen says it brings him a lot of satisfaction knowing that he's providing a safe and happy environment for the animals. And that's Nation News for Monday. For more, log on to nationnews.com as well as YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Pick up your Daily Nation on Tuesday or subscribe to our e-paper. Thanks for joining us.